All right, President Trump will be hosting President Vladimir Zelenskyy along with 7 other European leaders today, pushing for a peace deal. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio hit the Sunday shows to push back on what some think about today's meeting. Listen to this.
You know, there is concern from the Europeans that President Zelenskyy is going to be bullied into signing something away. That's why you have these European leaders coming as backup tomorrow.
This is such a stupid media narrative that they're coming here tomorrow because Trump is going to bully Zelenskyy into a bad deal. We've been working with these people for weeks on this stuff. They're coming here tomorrow because they chose to come here tomorrow. We invited them to come. We invited them to come. The president invited them to come.
Here to break it all down is the senior writer for the Washington Examiner and also a Fox News contributor. His name is Joe Concha. Joe, great to see you as always. Is this bullying a real legitimate concern, or is it a concoction by the media that they made into a concern and now are reporting it as such?
I'm going with door number 2 on this one, Todd. Concoction. I mean, and that was an absolute masterclass by Marco Rubio. You have to watch the whole interview if you can after this show, of course. Here you have Margaret Brennan, who should be hosting a show on MSNBC while doing some sort of podcast on the anti-Trump resistance. I mean, that really is what she should be doing and not hosting a CBS morning show on Sunday mornings as a serious journalist. Here she is pushing this ridiculous narrative that Zelenskyy himself is bringing European leaders here to avoid being bullied by President Trump. Rubio was having none of it, and he pushed back with hard facts. This interview was Exhibit 1A on why so many distrust legacy media, and with very few exceptions, it seeks to inform, not to inform, I should say, and engage interviews like this in a productive, honest manner as it should. But instead, it seems like people like Margaret Brennan, they're seeking to divide the country in the name of reflexively opposing Trump, even when it comes to choosing peace over endless wars, while hundreds of thousands on both sides of this war in Russia and Ukraine have been killed in this perpetual stalemate. These talks are complicated. This war is not going to be solved with one summit between Putin and Trump, but several talks with all players present. The next step is for Zelenskyy in Europe meeting with Trump, and hopefully from there, everyone, including Putin, all in the same room, putting an end to this war that started 3.5 years ago. Think about that. I mean, this started a while ago, February of 2022. It needs to end for the benefit of everyone involved, but that's going to take time. Instead, Margaret Brennan's looking for a gotcha moment. Marco Rubio, however, who will be president one day, was having none of it.
Okay, well, wow, you heard that presidential forecast right there, but also how frustrating must it be for the Trump administration, who is actively working towards peace in Ukraine, to be hit with the notion that Vladimir Zelenskyy needs protection, not from Putin, but from President Trump, not only insulting to President Trump, but also Vladimir Zelenskyy, who's probably thinking, excuse me, I don't need protection from him. Are you kidding me? You use the phrase anti-Trump resistance, and another member of it is former FBI Director James Comey, who posted this video on social media where he talked about a lot of things. He started it by saying that he just suffered a bout of COVID. And then he said that the president embarrassed the United States on the world stage during the summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin. And then he went on to talk about Taylor Swift and how inspiring she is and her response to bullies like President Trump. Watch this.
Of course we need to stand up to jerks and defend what matters. But I think we have to try to do that without becoming like them, which is what makes me think about Taylor Swift. While our elderly makeup-covered president is posting about whether Taylor Swift is still hot and declaring that he can't stand her, what's she doing? Living her best life, producing great music and, as she urged all of us to do during the podcast, not giving the jerks power over her mind.
He also called Taylor Swift Tay-Tay at one point. What do you think about this from the former FBI director?
Wow, James Comey definitely picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. I mean, what did I just watch? I mean, this man needs help, and it is absolutely mind-blowing that he was once head of the FBI when he sounds like a sophomore going through puberty and has too much time on his hands. This is a 4-year-old man, James Comey, that was literally painful to watch, especially when considering how much power and influence he had before the 2016 election when he refused to press charges against Hillary Clinton despite having overwhelming evidence to do so. So, yeah, I guess this is where we're at this point. Is James Clapper going to come out next and talk about how much he loved NSYNC? I mean, I don't know what I just watched right now.
Yeah, he also said that there is a stunning coarseness, and I believe he used the phrase ugliness within the Republican Party, and that it is a minority view in America. So somebody also needs to tell him who won the popular vote.
And both houses, the House and the Senate. Also, quickly, Joe, rhetorical question. If he ends up testifying on Russiagate, that'd be, of course, being Comey, do you fully expect him to invoke Taylor Swift's "Look What You Made Me Do" in testimony?
Yes. Rhetorical question. You're right, Todd. Not much more to add. I think we have to go now.
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing question. Fox News Contributor Joe Concha, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.